Yeah, good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah,
Good
sorry.
morning.
Sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay. So sorry, I was just busy with some other work. Okay. So some personal work. Now I just started with that. Oh, BMSAT 123. 1, 2. Okay, right. Now can I able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Let's. Now I think last class. Okay, we are just a minute. Just a minute. Ready. Right. So last class we have discussed about I think the differences between open loop control system and the closed loop control system. Is it right? That was the thing that we have went Allah, I think.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sure. Sure, no? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, right. Yeah. So last class, what we have discussed is with respect to the control system. Then the requirements of a control system we have discussed. The types of control system, that is open loop control system and closed loop control system. And then advantages, disadvantages we have discussed. And closed loop control system we have discussed with the basic elements of a closed loop control system with some of the elements. And later on, if you remember, we took two examples. One is the first example, what we took was the room heater. Then we have compared the room heater components with that of the components of the closed loop control system. Then we took one more example as automatic control of water level. And then we have observed what are all the parameters or the components with respect to the closed loop control system. Okay, is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. Right. Then we understood the advantages, disadvantages, and the differences. Okay, I think up till here, we have done the class in the last class. Right. Now, continuing from here, now what we understood now is, you understood, is it clear? My voice is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good. Right. Now, what you understood is, if you just connect, you started with what was called as the system. Okay, first we understood what do you mean by a system. Then we came to know that there were two different types of system based on first one called as the pure system. So the second one was called as the combined systems, right? Then we understood about the measurement system and about the components of the measurement system, which is sensors, then signal modifiers, and the display. Then we went to the control system, then got the understanding of the open loop control system and the closed loop control system. Okay, right. Now we'll go to the next subsection, which is called as the simple controllers. Now here, what you need to understand here is when I say a control system, the basic objective of control system is what? The basic objective of control system is to make sure to keep the system in its intended condition. Is it clear? The output should be what? The output should be maintained. Output should be maintained. What is the control system concept?
To
Hello?
get the required value, sir.
To get the required value. Okay, now if you are not going to get the required value, okay, you are going to make the adjustment by which you are going to consider the required value. So that is about the microprocessor based, sorry, that was about the control system. Now, in order to have the efficient control system, okay, in order to have the efficient control system, we are going to consider what are called as the controllers. Okay, now if you remember, there are three things that we have discussed in the first class, that is called as sensors, controllers, and actuators. Did you remember? First one was the sensor, second one was the controller, third one was the actuators. Okay, basically sensors are the one which sense the parameters. Then controllers are the one which decides what action to be taken. Controllers are the one which decides what action to be taken, and the actuators are the one which does the actual operation. Therefore, now when you come to the controllers, basically we have different types of controllers which are going to be there. Let's understand what do you mean by microprocessor based controllers. Okay, now in case of the microprocessor based controllers, the microprocessor is considered, okay, microprocessor is considered as the controlling mechanism, okay, which is going to be used. Okay, now what do you mean by a microprocessor? Any idea? Any idea? What do you mean by microprocessor? Tell me, any idea? How many of you are there? All are there, na? Yeah. What do you mean by microprocessor? Basically, what is the purpose of using microprocessor is the question. Okay. Now, if you understand, the microprocessor is the one which is mainly used for what is called as the controlling action. Okay, the controlling action of your microprocessor of your mechatronics control system is going to be done by using what are called as the microprocessors. Okay, right. Now, microprocessors are the one which is considered as the programming on a single chip. Okay, basically all the components of the microprocessor is going to be present on a single chip. Okay. Now, mean to say, please try to understand this concept clearly. On the single chip, we are going to embody. Okay, we are going to embed the various different components of the microprocessor. The various different components of microprocessors may be okay. The various different resistors, capacitors, transistors, and all the different things. Now, in this case, I have used some of the words, okay, that is called as large scale integration. Okay, I use large scale integration, VLSI, SVLSI, okay, of semiconductor devices. Okay, what is this all about? This is called large scale integration. Okay, what is VLSI?
Very
What
large
is
scale,
VLSI? Huh?
very large scale
Very large
integration.
scale integrators.
Okay, SVLSI is SVLSI is super very large scale integration. Okay, right. It means simple that what is this basically is very large scale integration means you can able to have larger number of components on a single chip. That is, if you consider a single chip, there will be a larger number of components present. This technology is called as large scale LSI, VLSI, SVLSI technology. Okay, now we are going to use what are called as the microprocessor. Okay, what we are going to use is the microprocessor in order to control the mechatronic system. Okay, microprocessor is nothing but a program is going to be written. What is the control action? Okay, depending upon the control action, I am going to write the program, and that program we are going to run on the microprocessor. Okay, right. Then why we are going to use microprocessor is because it is highly reliable and flexible, and these are classified into two cases. Okay, one is called as the embedded microcontroller. The second one was called as the programmable logic controllers. Okay, now in case of your embedded microcontrollers, okay, the concept is simple. In case of embedded controllers, the programs are going to be rather fixed. In embedded microcontrollers, the programs are going to be rather fixed. But in case of the programmable logic controller, it is possible for you to write the program as and when it is required. Okay, that means the programs can be rewritten. Okay, in case of programmable logic controller, the programs can be rewritten as per the requirement. Okay, now depending upon the requirement, it is possible for me to write the program. Okay, that was the basic difference between the programmable control logic controller and what is called as the embedded controller. Okay, now in this case, okay, basically what is that we are going to consider is important. So, one second. Yeah, right. So, in case of embedded microcontrollers and programmable logic controllers, the concept what we are going to consider is how exactly we are going to consider the programming. Okay, that was the main intention. Okay. So basically, as I said, the embedded microcontroller in which what is going to happen, the program is going to be written. Please understand carefully now. Okay, embedded microcontroller is the one wherein the program is going to be written by using the microprocessor chip, which is specifically performed, okay, for the task concerned. Okay, right. On the other side, the programmable logic controller is a more adaptable form. Okay, programmable, that is called as PLC, if you remember. Okay, PLC is the more adaptable form. Okay, now in case of PLC, if you observe, okay, now you can observe here, I have written clearly here. So embedded microcontroller is what? Embedded microcontroller is the one which is basically controlled with the microprocessor programming. Okay, now on the other side, the control action, okay, can be effectively done by using what is called as the PLCs, which are called as the programmable logic controllers. Okay. Now, in case of your programmable logic controller, okay, in case of the programmable logic controllers. Okay, right. Now, if you can observe, there will be what are called as a PLC present here. Okay, then you will be having set of the input functions and you will be having set of output functions. Okay, now there are few number of inputs and few number of the outputs which are going to be there. Now, whichever the program that you want to fed, okay, that you are going to fed to what is called as your the programmable logic controller. Okay, then this controller based on the inputs that you have supplied and depending upon the control action, it executes the functions. Okay, what all the functions it will execute? Generally, it will execute the logic functions in a sense. Okay, you might have observed we are called as the logic gates are going to be there. Okay, right? Means AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate, like that. Or you can execute what are called as the sequence operation, timing operation, and arithmetic operation to control the events. Okay. Now these are the two methods with which we are going to consider what are called as the controlling action. Okay, right. Now before I just close further, now we just have a clarity on this. What we have started to understand is the microprocessor control system. Okay, in this case, which is the controller that I am going to use?
Micro,
Microprocessor. Okay, what do you mean by a microprocessor?
which consists of transistor, resistors, and diodes.
Okay, right. All these will be present on what? All this will be present on a single chip. Okay, a single chip controller is called as a microprocessor. Okay, right. So what are the different methods of programming? The methods of programming are how many?
Two types.
Two types. Okay, one is embedded microcontroller programming. Other one is the programmable logic controllers. Okay, generally what we use is what is called as programmable logic controller. That is the PLC programming is what we are going to use. Okay, right. Now with this, now just understand some of the examples of this microprocessor based controllers. Okay, so some of the applications, okay, are going to be, so these are some of the applications that we are going to use. Okay, right. Maybe automatic automatic washing machine. Okay, automatic washing machine, automatic cameras, ATM, computers, engine management system, disk drivers, industrial automation. Okay, now these are all the controllers what we are going to use. Okay, right. Now we'll try to understand what all these controllers are going to be with respect to this. Okay, right. Danosh, Danosh, Danosh,
Yes, sir.
why are you late?
Sir, there was a small network issue, sir. The power got cut down and Windows was not working, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. Okay, right. Okay, right. So these are the examples of your the microprocessor based control system. Okay, right. Now with this, we'll start the discussion. The first one is called as the sequential controllers. Okay, I just want to tell very clearly. So sequential controllers are also called as the microprocessor based control systems only. Okay. So all the controllers, whatever we are considering, are called as the sequential controllers. Okay, right. Now what do you mean by sequential control? Okay, understand carefully. Sequential. Okay, the word itself indicates. Okay, word itself in sequential means one after the other. Okay, sequential control is the one where a number of prescribed operations are performed in sequence. Okay, right. Means to say, in order to complete the operations, in order to complete the control operations, okay, we will be having series of the action to be taken. Okay, these actions are going to consist of so many different the whatever the lines that I am drawing are called as the different types of operations. Okay, now if I do all these operations, I am going to complete my control program. Okay, now sequential control, okay, is where the number of operations are performed in sequence. Okay, right. Now how are you going to complete these operations? Okay, there are two cases. One is called as the control may be implemented as event based. Okay, event based. Second one is the control is implemented by time based. Okay, right. Now what is this? Very simple. Okay, very simple. Event based. What do you mean by event based? Event based means, now let's assume that I need to complete, let's say, a particular control action. Okay, in that control action, okay, there are three different operations to be completed. Okay, so three different operations is nothing but what? There are how many events are going to be there now? How many events are going to be?
Three.
Three events. Okay, now we consider each individual operations as the event. Okay, if it is the event based, okay, now the control action will go to the second one only after the completion of the first event. That means I am going to write the program, okay, in such a way that the next control action can be started only after the completion of the first one. Okay, only after the completion of the first one. Okay, that is what is called the event based. Okay, in this case the second event can able to start only after the successful completion of the first event. Second event can able to start only after the successful completion of the first event. Okay, in the case of the event based, I am not going to give the preference for the time. Okay, I am not going to give the preference for the time. Please remember, I am only interested in what? I am only interested in what? Interested in the
Operation.
operation, completion of the operation. I'm interested in completion of the operation. Okay, right. Now the second one is very different. Okay, second one is what? It is time based. Okay, means for in order to execute this control action, what you should supposed to know before you start? Before you start the programming, what you should supposed to know?
Each
The
operation time.
duration of the operation, sir.
Very good, very good. Okay, now you need to know what is the duration. It is not what is the duration. Okay, I'm specifically telling you should clearly know what is the exact time of operation. Are you understanding? Okay, you should know the exact time of operation. Now what will you do now is, let's say for the first one you require some 2 minutes, okay, for completing the operation. Okay, right. For this one it might be 5 minutes. Okay, for the third one it might be 4 minutes. Okay, now how are you going to write the program? You write the program such a way that after 2 minutes, control will switch over to the next operation. After 5 minutes, control will switch over to the third operation. Okay, this is called the time based. Okay, I am interested in more towards what? The completion time. So what is better in your sense? In case of event based, you are going to go for the second operation only after the completion of the event, no matter what is the amount of time it is going to take. But in this case, might be a possibility of more amount of time is going to be spent. Okay, but event is going to be completed. In the second one, okay, in the second one, you already fix the time of the operation. You already fix the time of the operation, and accordingly you are going to do the programming. Okay, now depending upon the action. Okay, let's say in case of your ATM. Okay, in case of ATM, if I make a time based, okay, there are every possibility that you may not get the amount. Are you understanding what I am telling?
Yes.
Correct. Okay, now you are going to put the card. Okay, insert in the card is one event. After inserting the card, what it's going to ask? It's going to ask you for the enter the pin number. Are you understanding? Okay, now I need to enter the pin number. If you are going to give a time for this entering of the pin number, what might happen? Are you understanding what I am telling?
Yes.
What might happen?
Time.
Time. Okay, if you fix the time required to enter the pin by a person is 1 minute. Okay, what might happen? I might have kept my ATM card in my purse. I had to take the purse, take it out, write all that. Okay, because people may not remember the pin also. Are you understanding what I'm telling? Getting? Okay, they may not remember the pin number. Okay, so in that case, what is going to happen? Okay, so the time taken by each individual to enter the pin may vary. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If I am going to make that as a time based, what might happen? What might happen if I am going to make that the amount withdrawal of the amount by as a time based programming? What might happen?
Sir, it will be not be successful, sir.
it may not be successful because I may take, okay, I assume that I have forgot. Okay, generally what I know is, okay, I'll go. I have stored in the pin in a memo. Okay, I generally open the memo. I'll see what is the number. Then I am going to enter it into the ATM. That is my habit. Okay, so somebody might remember. Okay, somebody might have wrote in a paper and kept somewhere else. Okay, are you understanding what I mean? Okay, so it may not be possible. In that case, what I am going to do, I will make it an event based. Only after entering the pin, then it asks for what is the transaction type. Then you are going to enter because the account is savings account, current account. Okay, then you are going to select savings. Then it's going to ask for the amount. Then you are going to enter the amount. Okay. Then after that, the amount is going to come. Then you are going to take back your card. So all this, okay. Now, if you remember this operation of the ATM, okay, just a simple exercise. How it has been planned? It is planned as event based. Okay. The extra action is possible only after the completion of the previous action. Is it clear? Okay. Right. The next one is another one is called the time based. Okay. So in time based, okay, if you observe, probably I can give an example of automatic washing machine. Okay, so that's also one of the examples. In case of automatic washing machine, what might I have done is I may set the time. Okay, 20 minutes I am going to set. Okay, let's say. Okay, so or in your what is that utensil washer? Okay, what is that called?
Dishwasher.
Yeah, dishwasher, exactly. Yeah, dishwasher. Okay, automatic dishwasher. Okay. Now, in that there are different functions are going to be there. Okay. Now, if you pick on the function, okay, if you pick on the function, uh, it's going to show. Okay, if you observe the dishwasher, okay, so it displays the time. Okay. So that is what. Okay, let's say 30 minutes. Okay. After the completion of 30 minutes, the program is going to be stopped. Okay. Will it ensure that the utensils have been completely washed?
No.
No, correct. Are you understanding what I mean? Okay. After 30 minutes, after 30, you have set the time as 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, the program is going to stop. Correct. Okay. No matter whether the utensils have been completely washed or not. Okay, that is one example. And other very easy example is what is that microwave oven? Correct. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. In that microwave oven, what is that you are going to set after keeping the food? You're going to set the. Yeah, tell me. Have you used? Have you used anybody? Correct, no? Definitely you might have used it. Okay. What is that you are going to set? Timer is there, la? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yeah, timer is there. Okay, once you set, yeah, correct. Once you set the timer, okay, you will get the amount of time, maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, depending upon what you want to hit. Okay. So after 1 or 2 minutes, the automatically the switch is going to be off. Okay. So that is called as a time based. Okay. Now what I want to say is, now depending upon the requirement, either you can plan as event based or you can plan as what is called as the time based. Okay. Right. Now that's about a sequential controllers. Now we'll take one simple example. Okay, so this you might have observed in your previous UG. So as such, here we'll try to understand with an example. Now called as automatic washing machine. Okay. Now in the exam, I'll tell you there are three different ways by which the question is going to be asked. Okay. Question number one. Okay. With the need block diagram, explain any example of a microprocessor based control system. Okay. Right then. Second one is with the need diagram, explain a sequential control system. Are you understanding? Or with the need block diagram, explain the automatic washing machine. Okay, now what I am telling is the microprocessor control system. Under microprocessor based control system, we have embedded microcontroller and programmable logic controller. Okay. So under the controllers, you call them as sequential controllers. Okay, you may be asked regarding the sequential controllers. Okay, so sequential controller is what is called as this. Now, example is going to be an automatic washing machine. Okay, now we'll try to understand what exactly is the meaning of automatic washing machine. Okay, right now in case of the automatic washing machine, now we'll be having generally sequential controller. I just want to make it very clear. Okay, and sequential controller is the one where a number of prescribed operations. Okay, please understand carefully. Sequential controller is the one where a number of prescribed operations are performed in sequence. Okay, number of prescribed operations are performed in are performed in sequence. Okay. Now this sequence may be what is called as the event based. The sequence may be the event based, or the sequence may be the time based. Okay. Now depending upon whether you are going to go with the completion of the event or completion of the time, you can carry out as called as the event based or the time based. Okay. Now we'll take a simple example of what is called as yeah, one second. Okay. Right, we'll take a simple example of automatic washing machine. Okay, right. Now in this automatic washing machine, what are the number of operations which are going to be present? Okay, that is very, very important. Okay. Now if you observe, what is this type of control system? Is it open loop control system or closed loop control system? First, directly.
Closed loop, sir.
Closed loop control system. Okay, simple, very simple. Whenever you are going to get the feedback, it is a closed loop control system. And also, if you observe, you have input. There is something called as control unit. Okay, try to relate. Okay, with the elements of closed loop control system. There is something called as correction element. There is something called as process. There is something called as the output. Okay, right. Now these are what is called. These are what are called as the elements of your the automatic washing machine. Okay, right. Now, in this case of automatic washing machine, if you consider, which is an example of a sequential control system, in this case, the sequential control system is going to be executed as the event based. After the completion of each individual event or the operation, I am going to carry out the next operation. Okay, right. Now, what are all the events that is going to be present? Can you just simply remember how it exactly happens? Can you tell me what are the events present in an automatic washing machine in your observation? What are the events you wish to do? Yeah, tell me. Tell me, what will you do? What are the operations? What are the events of automatic washing machine? What will you do first?
The amount of clothes.
Huh?
Amount of clothes added.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, how the operation will start? First, how the washing is going to start? Any idea? Any observation that you have made?
So first we'll let the water in, sir.
Okay, right. Okay, that's fine. Then I'm telling you about the cycle. Okay.
Wash, rinse, spin.
Okay, right. Yeah. Somebody is telling. What?
Wash, rinse, spin.
Wash, rinse, and
Spin. Spin.
spin. Okay, right. Okay, right. Now somebody has told about the different cycles that is going to be there. Okay, now if you still observe, in case of automatic washing machine, okay, there are different operations are there. Okay, that is semi-automatic washing machines are there, automatic washing machines are there. If you go with automatic washing machine, if you press a button called as auto, okay, observe once at least. Okay, now you have a button, I think, called as an auto. Okay, and also you have a different buttons. Okay, have you noticed a button related to temperature? Anybody? Have you ever made up your mind to see the washing machine at least? Huh? Yes or no, frankly? Yes or
Yes, sir.
no?
The temperature variations will be there, sir.
Yeah. Temperature variations are there, na? Correct, na? Okay, right. So now if you have the temperature variations is there, okay. And there is also called as full load, all that is also there. Correct? Are you observing? Observe all that. Okay, fine. Now we'll come back to the what is called as the different cycles. Okay. Now the various different cycles which are going to be present in an automatic washing machine should be in an order, and the second cycle should start only after the successful completion of the first cycle. Is it not? Okay, otherwise you may not get the cloths in a better washed manner, what washed, rinsed and spinned manner. Okay, right. Now we'll try to have a various different activities. Okay, as my friend said, we have what is called as wash, rinse, and spin. Okay. Now I'll try to subdivide further. Okay. So wash cycle. Okay. I'll try to subdivide the wash cycle into two. Okay. One is called as what is called as the pre-wash cycle. Okay. One is called as the pre-wash. Oh, sorry, I can't able to write. Okay. First one is called as you can note down. First one is called as pre-wash cycle. Second one is called as the main wash cycle. Third one is called as the rinse cycle. and fourth one is called as the spin cycle. Okay, so these are all the 4 cycles that I am doing. Okay, so these are all the 4 cycles. Now, what is that I am going to do in pre-wash cycle? In case of pre-wash cycle, what is that I am going to do? The cloths in the drum, okay, in the washing machine drum, are going to be washed in the cold water. Okay, initial case. Okay, if you remember, first stage, what I am going to do is I am going to wash the cloths. Okay, the washing machine is going to wash the cloth in the cold water first. Then after that, there comes the main wash cycle. Pre-wash cycle is not going to be for a larger period of time. Okay, then next is called as your main wash cycle. Okay, in main wash cycle, what is that I am going to do? Again, I am going to wash the cloths, but by using tell me. In the pre-war cycle, temperature was not there. It is just the cold water. Okay. In the second one, I am going to use by using the hot water. Okay. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next. In third one is called as the rinse cycle. Okay. In rinse cycle, what are you going to do? In rinse cycle, the cloths are going to be rinsed with cold water. Okay. In rinse cycle, the cloths are going to be rinsed with cold water. How many times the rinse is going to occur? Is it are you expect rinse to occur only one time or a number of times?
A number of times, sir.
Number of times. Okay. Now just generally observe. Okay. Now rinse is going to occur. Okay. So the rinse operation is going to occur. It should occur at number of times so that all the soapy water, okay, should get extracted from the cloths. Okay. Then everything is done. Then we have what is called as a spinning cycle. Okay. In spinning cycle, what is the amount of water to be present in the drum?
0, sir.
0. Very good. Very good. Very good. That's what I expected. Okay. In case of spin cycle, there should not be any possibility of water getting into the drum. Okay. Only what I'm going to do there, I'm going to run the motor. Okay. If you observe at the end stage of your automatic washing machine, it just makes some sound and it rotates at a very faster way. Okay. Just notice. Okay. Just for the curiosity. Okay. Now in that case, the motor runs at a very faster speed by which it's going to spin and make sure that the cloths are going to be dried to the maximum extent. Okay, right. So later on, the other the part is going to be that is not an our worry. Okay, right. Now this is the operation. Now we'll try to understand one by one how the control is going to occur. Okay, how the programming is going to be done. Okay, right. I'll repeat again. Now, in case of your automatic washing machine, so we'll be having 4 different main operations are going to be present. One is called as the pre-wash cycle, where the cloths are going to be washed in the cold water. Second one is called as the main wash cycle, where the cloths are going to be washed by using hot water. The third one is called as the rinse cycle, where the water is going to be, or where the cloths are going to be rinsed number of times in that particular operation. Fourth one is what is called as the spinning cycle, where the motor is going to rotate and the spinning action is going to occur without the presence of the water. Okay, now for all this, you are going to write a program. Okay, please understand. Okay, now this is the sequence of operation. Please understand. So you have sequence of operation. All the sequence of operation you are going to write as instructions. Okay, you are going to write as instruction representing all these types of operation, and this set of instruction is what is called as a program. Okay, now this program it should be what based, either it should be a time based or it should be event based. Okay, now in this case I will take it as event based. So that means after first event the control, okay, will jump to the second event. Are you understanding? After the completion of pre-wash cycle event, then the the control will jump to the main wash cycle. Upon the completion of main wash cycle, control will jump to the rinse cycle and then to the spin cycle. Okay, right. Now one by one we'll try to understand what is going to occur. Okay, right. Now you just observe. Now before I go further, I have what is called as the input, the clock. Why the clock is going to be there? To know the timing programming. Okay, so I have kept the program. Okay, now control unit is going to say what is to be done. What are all the correction elements? Correction element means what? What do you mean by correction element? What are these? Correction elements are also called as?
Sir, actuators, sir.
Very good. Correction elements are called as the actuators. Okay. Control unit is what here? What is the control unit here? What is the control unit? Microprocessor. Microprocessor is the control. Control unit is something but the one which control the program. That is the controllers. Okay. Now here the controller is going to be a microprocessor or a microcontroller. Now the correction elements are going to be pump is the actuator, valve is the actuator, heater is the actuator, motor is another actuator. Okay. What you are controlling? You are controlling some action within the washing machine drum. Now what are all the output levels? Water level, water temperature, drum speed, door closed. Okay. So all that you are going to check. Okay, right. Now to start with, okay, what I am going to start with is to start with what is the output that I wish to do. I need to start the program. Okay, before I start the program, first output that I am going to check is whether the door is closed or not. Okay, if the door is closed, the what is this? The feedback. Okay, regarding the door closed or not, there will be a sensor which says whether the door is closed or not. Accordingly, I will take the information. If the door closed, then the program is going to start. Yes or no? Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Now the program is going to start now. Okay. Now what is the first program that I am going to do? I will go with what is called as a pre-wash cycle. Okay. In this case, now if I am going to make it as a time based, for each of the operation, I have set the time. Okay. For each of the operation, I have set the time. Assume if I go with the time based, okay. For each of the operation, I have set the time. Now, in case of pre-wash cycle, what is going to happen is important. Okay. Now what it should start now? The pre-wash cycle should start now. What is under the pre-wash cycle? What are all the activities which are going to be there? Okay. Now we have what is called as a valve. Okay. Are you understanding? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now the figure shows the washing machine system with the various different elements. Okay. So for the pre-wash cycle, we have what is called as a valve. What type of valve it is going to be generally in washing machine? I will not be having mechanically controlled valve. Yes or no? Are we?
Yes,
Are we
sir.
having mechanically controlled valve?
No, sir.
No, definitely not. Okay, we will be having electrically controlled valve. Okay, right. So we have electrically controlled valve. When the current has been given to this valve, what is going to happen? The valve will
Actuate.
actuate. Okay, what do you mean by valve actuation?
Sir, it opens.
It opens. Simple. Okay, the valve is going to open. Okay, the washing machine drum. Now the valve opens. What is going to happen now after this operation completed? Then I will give the motion to what? I will give the control to what? Tell me what I should do here.
Pump, sir.
Yeah, I should give the control to the pump. What for?
Water.
Okay, to let the water in. Okay, simple. I just want the things from your side. Okay, right? So I'll explain later on. We'll see. Okay, right. Now in this case, first the valve there will be an electrically actuated valve. Okay, by actuating the valve gets opened. Then the control switches over to the pump. Pump allows the water to enter into the washing machine drum. Okay. Now I need to check what. Okay. Now the water has started to fill here. Okay. Now what is that I need to check? I need to check some level of water. Okay. Assume that this is the maximum level of water. Okay. So what I am doing now is I am going to check whether the water has completely filled or not. Okay. Once the water is completely filled, what is that I am going to do? I am keep on checking the water level. Okay. Please observe. Once the water has reached a required level in the machine drum, then I will give the control for what? For switching off the pump. Yes or no? Switching off the pump. Now what is going to happen now next? After this, what I should start?
Check for water temperature.
No. Pre-wash. I am doing pre-wash cycle.
Direct motors.
Motor, exactly. Okay, now I have started with the valve. Valve opens, correct? Valve opens, correct? Valve opens. The water starts to enter. Water has reached certain level. Then you switch off the pump and also you switch off the valve, correct? You switch off the valve. Then the control comes to where? Control comes to the motor. What motor does now? It rotates the washing machine drum at a required speed, if you observe. Okay. So now you are also going to check whether the drum speed is attained or not. Okay, whether the drum speed is whether you have got the drum speed or not. Okay, right. Now after rotating for a certain amount of time, okay, after rotating for a certain amount of time, then what are you going to do? You switch off the motor. Then after once you switch off the motor, then where the control should go to?
Valves
Valve. What for?
to drain the water.
Yeah, very good. Okay, to drain the water. Next is what? You will make sure that the valve is open and you take out all the water from the washing machine drum. Okay. Once you complete this operation, okay. Now what has been done now? You have completed what is called as a pre-wash cycle. Okay, now I'll repeat again. So in case of pre-wash cycle, the cloths in the drum are going to be given a treatment with the cold water. Okay, so in order to make this to happen, the electrically actuated valve will let the water in to a sufficient amount of level. Okay, once the water level has reached, I am going to send a signal to the pump to switch off the pump and also to close the valve. Okay, right. Then I will switch on the motor and the drum is going to rotate at a certain amount of speed for a fixed amount of time, which is set by the program. After the rotation of drum to a fixed amount of time, then I am going to stop the motor. Then again I am going to give a energy to the valve so that the valve open and I am going to drain out all the water from the washing machine drum. So that is a particular cycle. So pre-wash cycle is completed. Then let us come back to the main wash cycle. Again, main wash cycle starts with what? Starts with microprocessor giving a signal to the valve opens, then control goes to the pump, the water enters into remember now, please observe carefully, the water enters into the drum, okay, to a particular level. Then microprocessor will tell the pump to switch off the pump, okay, and close the valve. Next, after the valve and the pump, the control should go to where? Next, the control
Sir,
should go
sorry, to the heater, sir.
very good. Okay, the control should go to the heater. Okay, because in the main wash cycle, you are going to do what? In the main wash cycle, you are going to you are going to wash the cloths in the hot water, in the presence of a hot water. Therefore, the control will go to the heater. Okay, now the microprocessor will switch on the heater. Okay, for how long duration? It will be known in the program. Are you understanding? How long duration that the heater to be on? It will be known in the program. For that duration of time, the heater will be on. Okay, so now what is that you need to check there? Okay, you need to check whether the water has, because it's a closed loop control system. Okay, you have started to heat the water, but what is the guarantee that it has reached 45? Because you have pressed 150 degrees Celsius, assume. Okay, you have pressed the button of 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, now what is the guarantee that it has reached 50 degree? Now you need to measure the output. Okay, output of water, which is water temperature. Okay, now what will you have? You might have a temperature sensor in your the washing machine drum. The temperature sensor sends the water once it has reached the intended temperature, example 50 degrees Celsius. What it says? It says to the microprocessor, yes, I have reached 50 degrees Celsius. Then microprocessor, what it does, it gives the signal to the heater to switch off the heater. Is it clear now? Right. Now the water is heated to a temperature of 50 degree. Then where the control goes? Then the control goes to the motor. Then the rotation is going to start. The drum is going to rotate. Okay, the drum is going to rotate for certain amount of time period, maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever it is. Okay, some time period set by the program. Okay. So after that, the main wash cycle has been completed. Okay, correct. The main wash cycle has been completed. Okay, then next is going to be again you give the motion to what? Okay, again after a successful completion of the main wash cycle, then you again give a motion to the valve. The valve opens. You drain the water. Okay, you drain the water and you completed the main wash cycle. Okay, then comes what is called as the rinse cycle. Okay, tell me what will you do in rinse cycle? What are the sequence of operations in rinse cycle? Tell me quick. What is the sequence of operation in rinse cycle?
Globes are going to be rinsed in the cold water.
Okay.
The rinse operation going to be occur a number of times.
Okay, right. The rinse water, the rinsing is going to occur number of times. Okay. Now the sequence of operation should be repeated. Okay. First you make the valve to open. Correct. Valve to open. Water comes into the system. Okay. Then rotate the motor. Okay. Then again drain. Okay. This is one cycle. How many number of cycles you need to do? Many number of cycles. Okay. Because you are rinsing. You are rinsing the cloths in the. You are rinsing the cloths in the water. Okay. As it is the case. Now you do a multiple number of rinsing operation. You do a multiple number of rinsing operation wherein the water enters into the drum. The water enters into the drum. Then you rotate the water. Okay, so you rotate the drum. Okay, with a fixed amount of time, and then next you drain the water. Okay. Then again the same story repeats. Okay. Then again valve actuation. Water gets into the drum. The motor rotates. Then again you second rinse operation occur. Then again drain it off. Okay, maybe some 3 to 4 times you are going to do the rinse operation. Okay, once the rinse is completed, then we will be going with what is called as the this last one called as the spinning cycle. Okay, in spinning cycle, what you do? What is that you are going to on? Pump are you going to on? In the spinning cycle, are you going to switch on the pump?
No, sir, motor.
Okay, now you are not going to switch on the pump, neither the valve nor the heater. The only component required is the motor. Okay, right? So the microprocessor switches on just the motor. Okay, will it be at a lower speed or a higher speed?
High speed, sir.
Okay, generally higher speed than any other cycle. Okay, so it will be at a higher speed. So the motor rotates at a very high speed by which it spins the cloths. Okay, the purpose of which is to drain out any moisture which is going to be present. Okay, so after some amount of time, okay, once it is done, so you are going to complete this operation. Okay, now these are all the what is called as the various different operations, okay, that you are going to done in case of the washing machine. Okay, the automatic washing machine. Okay, right. Now at the end now, okay, before we go further now, okay, now what we have considered is what is called as a automatic washing machine. Okay, so in case of automatic washing machine, we have considered the various different cycles actually. Okay, the pre-wash cycle. Okay, so we have pre-wash cycle, we have main cycle, and we have what is called as the rinse cycle, and we have spin cycle. Okay, in all the cycles, okay, so basically the sequence of operations, okay, are going to be programmed, okay, in such a way that the control will go to the next operation after the completion of the sequence. Okay, now that is the reason why we have what is called as a clock on the program. Okay, right. Now to summarize, so correction elements are going to be pump, valve, heater, and motor. Then what is that you are controlling is you are controlling the washing machine drum, and the outputs what you are controlling is water level, water temperature, drum speed, and door closed. Okay, now in each of the cases, okay, so very quickly, pre-wash cycle, the correction elements involved are quickly, what are the correction elements involved quickly?
Valve, pump,
Okay,
and valve.
okay, tell me sequence. Valve, then
Valve and check the water level.
Okay,
Turn on the pump till the water level reaches the.
okay,
And turn off the pump and valve.
Okay, and then motor. Okay, right. So that's okay. Okay, Srinidhi. Okay, Srinidhi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, next cycle is
Next, for main wash window, sir.
yeah. What are the elements?
For main wash will open the pump,
Okay,
let the water by valve,
okay,
and the motor, then heater will be on, sir.
okay, fine. Okay, right. So that's about the second cycle. Third cycle is Sukrat.
Sir, rinse cycle.
Okay, what exactly it does?
Sir, it, sequence of operations are repeated, sir.
Okay, repeated. Okay, right. Then later on, next, somebody, Mithun.
Spin cycle.
Okay, spin cycle. Okay, what you do there?
To drain the moisture content, sir.
Okay,
Where
right.
the motor
Okay.
speeds.
Okay, fine. Okay, right. Now these are all the 4 different cycles. All these cycles are going to happen with a sequence of operations. Okay, as we are controlling, okay, all the operations in a predetermined manner. Okay, so this type of controllers are called as the sequential controllers. Okay, right. So this is about the sequential controller. Okay, now I'm closing now. Now students, now from now onwards, whatever the link that I have posted, you will be in the same link. Okay, throughout the day. Okay. Now, before I am going to come, okay, Dr. Nandini madam has already come. Okay, so welcome. Right now, she is going to start now with the class. Maybe 1 or 2 minutes with a break. Okay, she is going to start. Okay, now I am going to close the recording. So next again, when you are going to, you will be in the same link throughout this semester. Okay, so third hour also the same case. Okay, right. So thank you. I am closing the recording now. Over to Dr. Nandini for the next class.
Thank you, sir.